Welcome to Mobile, Alabama, and the 2025 68 Ventures Bowl. For 27 years, this great city has hosted this game, and it never disappoints. Tonight, the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana make their 8th straight bowl appearance, while the Delaware Fightin' Blue Hens, first year in the FBS, make their bowl debut. Sunbelt versus Conference USA. Hi again, everybody, and happy holidays. Alongside former USC quarterback Max Brown, I'm Clay Matvick. Alyssa Lang will join us from the field in just a little bit. The transition from the FCS. It's been an exciting first year in the FBS for Delaware.
Yeah, don't let the 6-6 records fool you. There's still a lot to play for both these teams. Delaware, you have a roster full of guys that was recruited not even thinking they'd have a shot at a bowl game. And for Louisiana, they were counted out, starting 2-6, won 4 straight, found an opportunity to raise a trophy at the end of this thing, so both teams are excited.
Nick Minicucci is a gunslinger at quarterback for Delaware. This guy's going to throw it around the yard tonight.
He was given the reins in the first game, did not start the year, but was quickly inserted due to injury, and all he's done since is led the most prolific passing attack in Conference USA. 3,500 yards passing on the season. It's a passing attack that's not going to be a bunch of deep shots, air raid style. They still can run, but they put a lot of trust in Nick Minicucci to make smart decisions with the football.
10 wins last year for Louisiana, not the year they had hoped for. While Delaware's going to try to throw it alive tonight, these guys lean on the run, and they've got the guys to do it.
And they lean on their quarterback, Lunch Winfield. He also took the reins over early on in the season, did not start the year as the starter, but Clay, what's most impressive about these numbers, and we'll get into this in the broadcast, it's an offensive line that has been dealing with injuries, and that's saying it mildly. In today's game, they don't have their top 6 offensive tackles to still put up those numbers. Speaks to the coaching staff they have.
And speaking of coaches, 2 former quarterbacks coaching their alma maters, both in their early 40s, each in year 4. Ryan Carty and Michael Desormeaux. And each will tell you they have their dream job. And we have dream weather here tonight in the Deep South. 58 degrees at kickoff. As Delaware won the toss, they deferred, so we're going to see the Ragin' Cajuns offense with the football first here in the 68 Ventures Bowl. All right, it's lunchtime. Here comes Lunch Winfield, making his 8th start in a row. He's 4-3 as the starter. Took over the job in late September, and tell you what, he has inspired this team, especially during the month of November, to get him to this point.
Without a doubt, his personality has very much not only led this offense, but the entire team. He's a dual threat quarterback. His legs are very much going to be a part of the offensive attack, and it's good just from a Ragin' Cajun standpoint to see him out there. He was banged up in their last matchup. We'll have to track his health, especially when he runs the rock throughout today.
So from the 25-yard line, the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana go to work, and they start on the ground as we might expect. Zylan Perry will tote the ball for the first time. Perry and Bill Davis are going to be the 2 guys doing most of the heavy lifting tonight for this rushing attack.
And they're running right behind their most confident offensive lineman that they have in terms of it's a banged up unit. Jax Harrington is that right tackle. Coach Desormeaux knows that they're thin at offensive line, so they're going to have to be creative with their play calls to get the right leverage.
Inside handoff, it's Perry again, cuts it back. He has a first down and then gets cut down by KT Say. The rangy safety stepping up to knock him down, but it's a gain of 6, and they'll move the chains for the first time.
Nice vision right there by Zylan Perry, pressing that left edge, cuts it back. It's a left tackle making his very first start in Ryder Bentley. Young guy. Bryant Williams is the only transfer portal holdout. He was Louisiana's left tackle this entire season. He's decided to sit out this game and figure out his next step elsewhere, so it's given some young guys opportunity.
From the 36, they continue to run the football. This time Delaware ready for it, and no gain. As Louisiana comes into this game, as we talked about, on a 4-game win streak that gets them to the postseason for the 8th straight year. And that 4-game winning streak, Brownie, started here at Hancock Whitney Stadium with a win over South Alabama, and they've been on a heater ever since.
Yep, started with a team meeting before that saying, hey, we got to make a run at this thing, see if we can get 4 in a row and get to a bowl game. You said it, Clay, in the open. It's a team that thought they were going to be contending for a conference title to start the year.
Passing for the first time, Winfield underthrows it into single coverage, and it's knocked away. It was intended for Robert Williams. But Nate Evans, the cornerback, their best covered corner at pretty good position, and may have got a hand on it.
Yeah, I'd expect them to put Evans on an island much of the night. They feel very confident in his skill set. Definitely some pushing and shoving both sides. Louisiana's sideline wants a flag there. Feels like they could have got one, but credit Nate Evans. That's a matchup I think we'll see a lot tonight.
So Winfield comes up empty on his first pass downfield, and now it's 3rd down and long. Here comes the pressure. Delaware trying to light up Lunch. Gets it off, wide open tight end. There goes Caden Jensen. 1st down and much more into plus territory. Down to the 25-yard line of the Blue Hens. A missed assignment leads to a 40-yard pickup for Louisiana.
And it's excellent protection by the offensive line. This is not the scenario Louisiana wants to be in tonight. 3rd and long with a very thin offensive line, but credit the O-line and the patience from Lunch to hang in the pocket. Finds his tight end open in the flat, and you said it, Clay, a breakdown coverage-wise for Delaware.
Michael Desormeaux knows that, his team is going to lean on the run game tonight, but Lunch Winfield is a capable passer, and his first one comes up aces for a big 1st down. And here's Winfield, who's very good on his feet, trying to cut the edge on the near side. He is brought down, just a 1-yard pickup as James Yelbert makes the tackle.
That nice athleticism there by Yelbert. Quarterback run off that tight end and the right tackle. Yelbert from his defensive end spot coming up with a nice tackle there. You can see the different wrinkles that the Raging Cajuns can throw at you, both downfield passing attack, and they're going to pick their spots with the design quarterback runs from Lunch.
Second down and 9. Inside they go with the run game, and Delaware's Jack Hall, the big run stopper inside, makes the stop, so it's 3rd down and long again.
Another 3rd and long for Louisiana. Said in our meetings last night, they are without their top 6 offensive tackles. You heard me right. It's one thing to be on your backups or even your 3rd stringers. They're on guys that were on the scout team field to start fall camp. We're going to rely on them to protect their star quarterback and see if he can give him some time to pick up a 3rd down.
Zylan Perry out of the backfield, lines up as a receiver, so empty backfield for Winfield. Lunch heated up and trying to run out of a tackle and can't. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where he's dumped by Malumba. Merge Malumba, the linebacker, makes the stop, so it's 4th down, and the field goal unit will come out.
Nice job by Malumba there from his middle linebacker spot, rushing from depth. Gets stoned a little bit in the A gap, sticks with it. That's going to be a key when you're rushing Lunch today, because he's going to look to tuck it if his first couple progressions are not there.
Tony Sterner comes out for what is a 39-yard attempt. He hit the overtime game winner to beat ULM in the regular season finale, but he doesn't hit this one. So the field goal kicker that got them bowl eligible with the game winner a few weeks ago can't get Louisiana on the board here to start the game.
Yeah, it looked like he had it, shot at it, and it was going to sneak in there, but it just kept hooking on him.
1st and 10 for Delaware, 22.
Welcome everybody to Mobile, Alabama in the 68 Ventures Bowl. Louisiana out of the Sun Belt, Delaware in the blue jerseys from Conference USA, ready to go to work on offense for the first time after a missed field goal by Louisiana's Tony Sterner from 39 yards away. This is Nick Minicucci going to the air for the first time, and that's what he wants to do. Minicucci, 292 passing yards per game. That's 4th best in the FBS. He's Max Brown. I'm Clay Matvick. Alyssa Lang down on the field here tonight in Mobile, and we're going to see this guy, Nick Minicucci, thrown around the yard a lot today.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a lot of deep shots. It's going to be a lot of hitches, out routes, guys sitting in vacated zones. They put a lot of trust in Minicucci to make smart decisions and get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Here comes the pressure. Minicucci going deep for the first time. Looking for Duplessis. Can't hang on it. Kyrie Duplessis, their big-time transfer from Coastal Carolina, He has great speed, but he can't reel this one in.
Yeah, it was a little slot fade by Duplessis. First team All-Conference USA. That is the matchup they love. 57 catches on the year. Smaller guy, but usually sure-handed with the contested catches. They have a lot of faith in him. I'm sure there's going to be more deep shots to Duplessis as this game rolls through.
So 3rd down and 8. Opening series for Delaware. And here comes the pressure, and sacked is Nick Minicucci. Blitzed by Cameron Winfield off the edge. And that's going to be a loss of 9, and Delaware is going to have to punt.
This is the matchup that Delaware is most scared of, the edge rushers from Louisiana. Cameron Winfield, that outside linebacker, defensive end spot. He just goes untouched. That's a miscommunication offensive line-wise. Bros not picking him up. And again, that athleticism on the edge is very much an advantage for the Raging Cajuns.
So Brendan Locke will come on to punt from his own goal line. Robert Williams, very good return man, standing at the midfield stripe for Louisiana. Line drive kick. Backing off is Williams. He's going to let it bounce. And now he picks it up and gets bumped out near the 47-yard line. 45-yard punt, 5-yard return. Louisiana going back on offense here at the 68 Ventures Bowl in Mobile.
Watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Back here at Hancock Whitney Stadium in Mobile, Alabama, the 68 Ventures Bowl. Second series ready to start here for Louisiana as we take a look at tonight's impact players, brought to us by Shopify.
Yeah, for the Louisiana offense, Shelton Sampson, he's a transfer from LSU, very much an SEC-type talent. He's their go-to receiver, been banged up much of the year. Bill Davis was their leading rusher a couple weeks ago. KT Say plays that rover spot in this 3-3-5 defense for Delaware. And then Gavin Mole, 103 tackles on the year at the middle linebacker spot for Delaware.
Bill Davis with that carry for the Cajuns, picks up a yard. It was a 9-play, 53-yard drive on the opening series for Louisiana, and then Tony Sterner missed a 39-yard field goal. Louisiana getting it back with really good field position after the 3-and-out by Delaware in its opening series.
And had a big play to tight end Caden Jensen. It'll be interesting to see if they try to dial up their tight end again, force Delaware to communicate and find him.
Well, inside handoff, and Bill Davis, they call him the Billdozer, trying to drill ahead. He'll get a couple. Not much there. Dominic Bronya, the defensive tackle, brings him down. So it'll be third and about 7 here for a offense that is converting at about 41% on the year on third down. 4-game winning streak for Louisiana. Got hot in November to become bowl eligible. Trying to finish on a winning note again and take a trophy home to Lafayette. Play clock inside of 5. And they'll get it off. Low snap coming up. Lunch Winfield. Pass is complete. Robert Williams makes the catch, but he's stopped short of the sticks by KT Say. Say is going to be all over the field tonight for this Blue Hens defense. Coming up from a safety spot is 4th and 1.
It's an excellent job by Lunch. You can see the defensive back's eyes on the receiver. That's telltale sign for man coverage. He audibles it to a quick speed out. You win with leverage, getting the ball out of his hands quickly.
They're going to get the first down. Bill Davis stayed on his feet, was knocked, but kept his balance. Gets 3 yards. He's been playing his best ball here the second half of the season. And again, Louisiana is going to run the football tonight. They live and die by it.
They got a great duo. It's not just Lunch and Bill Davis, also Zylan Perry. They complement each other well. You know, Coach Desermo thought heading into the season that it was going to be a passing attack. Some injuries but from a quarterback, and Walker Howard, their starter to start the year, and offensive line-wise has had them audible their offensive strategy.
Off the play action, they hit Shelton Sampson. The LSU transfer gets 6. Nate Evans escorts him out of bounds, so it'll be 2nd down.
Sampson's a guy that's been banged up, dealt with injuries much of the year. A hamstring, he was out for a few weeks, and a finger as well.
Yeah, he's a guy that needs to touch it tonight, too. We talk about the run game for Louisiana, but they definitely need to work him into the offense.
Especially on 3rd down. I think 1st and 2nd down, heavy dose of the run game from all 3 guys that we've talked about, and then when they have to have their one-on-one matchups, Delaware runs a lot of man on 3rd down. He's the guy.
2nd and 4, first down, Zylan Perry. So I guess you'd say that Perry is the lightning. Bill Davis is more of the thunder out of that duo.
Is that a USC reference for you? I see you there, little Reggie Lindell. There we go, excellent tackle right there by Khalil Ali from that safety spot. Big night for these safeties for Delaware, because when you got this rushing attack and all the eye candy and zone reads that they need to monitor, these safeties have to do a good job tackling in open space.
So first down inside the 30 now for Louisiana. This is a young team. They've played a lot of freshmen this year. Winfield throws to the outside. That's long and high for Shelton Sampson. Mostly out of necessity have they played a lot of young guys.
It's a nice job by Ethan Saunders. That defensive end spot gets down close towards the box, reading what Lunch is going to do, and then he lays a hit on him. Remember, Lunch was banged up in their last game, so keep an eye on his health, and every hit that he takes is obviously a scare for this raging Cajun offense.
Winfield took over the job in late September, came off the bench and accounted for 5 touchdowns to beat Marshall in 2 overtimes. Has been the quarterback ever since. Cox's arm fires, and it is dropped at the 20 by Williams. And so it'll be 3rd down and long. That's a catch that Williams generally makes. He's the number 2 pass catcher in this offense.
These are the scenarios that have to scare you the most if you're head coach and play caller. Coach Desermo is these 3rd and longs. You got 2 young tackles in there, or 1 young tackle, and on the right side, Jax Harrington's playing with a specialized plate in his cleat. He's banged up as well. Imagine they're going to help and chip with the running back, help with protection.
Here comes the pressure. Lunch Winfield to the end zone. Underthrown, penalty markers. Shelton Sampson tried to come back for the ball. Nate Evans going to be flagged for the PI.
pass interference, defense, number 1, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But it's 3rd and long. You got to think they're going Sampson's way. Thought this ball got out a little bit late, but because of that, he ran out of room, and you see it so often in college football, the underthrow, defensive back's not able to get his eyes back, and you go right through the defensive back to pick up the flag.
Louisiana has been living like this all year, tied for first in the FBS in first downs via an opponent penalty. They pick up a nice one here. So first down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Out to the flat and then horse collared and thrown out of bounds is Raji Dennis. It was a clean tackle. It looked ugly by Kayshawn Cox.
It's a nice job by Kayshawn Cox. Triggers right away from his corner spot. Maybe playing nickel there this time.
Boy,
that's close,
but
it
sure
clean.
Was.
Physical tackle.
It's an American Conference officiating crew. Our white hat is Reed Jackson tonight. So after the 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6.
Get into this red zone. This is where Lunch Winfield, their quarterback, his legs are such a weapon. Get +1 in the run game and can use your running back as a lead blocker.
Winfield design quarterback run. Buries his head and goes right into the teeth of that Delaware defense, that 3-3-5 base defense. There's only a handful of FBS teams that run this defense. And the Ragin' Cajuns have got deep here into Delaware territory. They've done a pretty good job in the red zone all year.
They really have, and especially with their offensive line struggles, having Lunch who can be a dual threat guy and a bruiser at the quarterback spot, it allows you to get an extra number, running back, lead blocking. Their tight end, Jensen's a phenomenal blocker as well, so they're doing whatever they can to get the leverage.
Play number 11 of the series, and that's going to be close to a first down for Zylan Perry. This is the 2nd drive in a row that Louisiana has taken it deep on the Blue Hen side of the field. But it's 4th and short.
Bowl season, got to go for it.
They've already had one missed field goal attempt here tonight, so why not on 4th and short?
For those of us that joined late, or for those of you that joined late, it's a team 4-game win streak, playing with a lot of confidence, maybe nothing to lose. Love the call.
Play fake. Winfield. Intercepted. Intended for the tight end, Jensen. And Nate Evans, who was called for that pass interference in the end zone moments ago, picks off Lunch Winfield in the end zone this time. And the Blue Hens with a big takeaway here in the first quarter.
Thought he was open right away. Caden Jensen leaking into the flat. Lunch just got the ball out a little bit late, and you said it. Nate Evans making up for the PI with a huge interception.
The 68 Ventures Bowl is brought to you by 68 Ventures. Bet on you.
Welcome back to Mobile, where it's still scoreless, and Louisiana's defense has taken the field with one of their star players tonight. When it comes to Tyrese Skipper, safety, sixth-year Ragin' Cajun, you have to go back to a couple of games ago to really understand the scope of why it's special that he's out here. November 8th, he was involved in a post-game altercation after the Texas State victory. He publicly apologized for his actions, but ended up being suspended for 2 games plus the postseason by the Sun Belt. Coach Des made a plea to the Sun Belt once they found out that they were going to make this bowl game to consider letting him come back. They even reached out to Texas State and got their blessing. Sun Belt Commissioner Keith Gill calling Tyrese, saying that they had changed their minds and he would be allowed to play. 6-year, unanimous team captain. Coach Des said not a blip on his resume, just one mistake in the heat of the moment. You can imagine how emotional he is to be out there tonight.
Yeah, big lift for this defense, Alyssa. Big lift for the entire team. As Minicucci is complete to the outside, it's going to be close to a first down for the Blue Hens as Duplessis makes the catch, but that's a guy they need back on the field. He's a big part of this program.
And the most impressive thing I heard from Coach regarding Tyree is that even when he was suspended, and he's a 6th-year guy and had to think that his days were over, continued to play on scout team, wore that jersey, was scout team player of the week, leading his guys, and like Alyssa said, been a leader for this program for multiple years.
So after a 3-and-out on its opening drive, here's a 3rd and 1 for the Blue Hens. Can they pick it up? Yes, they will. First down. Joe Silver will move the chains. Less than 15% of their drives this year have the Blue Hens gone 3-and-out, but they did on the opening series. They'll pick up a first down here out to the 34.
Joe Silver, we're talking about the running backs for Louisiana, but Joe Silver was a preseason Doak Walker candidate for the best running back in America. They want to definitely feature him.
Here's Ryan Carty, former Delaware backup quarterback behind Joe Flacco, now running this program. Ushers the Blue Hens into the FBS, trying to win a bowl game here for the first time. Duplessis with the catch. It's going to be locked up short of the 40-yard line. Capital One Bowl Mania continues tomorrow night in Frisco, Texas. The Missouri State Bears making their FBS Bowl debut against Butch Jones and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. And the Xbox Bowl coverage begins at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. And like Delaware, Missouri State, a Conference USA and FBS newcomer, trying to win a bowl game. First year in the FBS. Ryan Beard has left for Coastal Carolina, and they're going to try and win it without him. Here's Joe Silver. Nobody gonna get him. Free flight to the end zone. Touchdown, Delaware. 61 yards for Silver, and he was a silver streak once he got past the first level.
His buddies are saying house call for Joe Silver. Excellent design. They work the tight end back. All the linebackers exit the box, and once he gets past that defensive line, make one safety miss, and they'll see you in the end zone.
How about it? We've been talking about Delaware's passing attack, something you need to keep an eye on here tonight, but it's a 61-yard rush by Joe Silver. The smart veteran from South Jersey, their leading rusher, who gets the scoring started here in Mobile tonight. Nate Reed tacks on the extra point, and it's 7-0 Delaware here late in the first.
You can tell their head coach Ryan Carty is like, I love the passing numbers, but we can still run the rock when we have to.
Media timeout.
Delaware up a touchdown early.
This week's college football playoff first round matchups. Oklahoma hosting Alabama Friday night in Norman at 8 Eastern. And then the Saturday triple-header. Texas A&M hosting Miami in College Station at noon. Both of those games on ABC, ESPN, and the ESPN app. Then on TNT, Tulane Ole Miss in Oxford, James Madison, and Oregon capping the night in Eugene. Clay Matvick, Max Brown, Alyssa Lang. 7-0 Delaware. A missed field goal and a red zone interception for the offense of Louisiana. A couple of nice drives, but no points. And before that long run by Joe Silver of 61 yards to the house, they had just 12 yards of offense. So in a game so far that feels like it's been dominated by the Ragin' Cajuns, it's Delaware with the lead.
Yeah, it really has been. Louisiana is dominating time of possession, but that one big play by Joe Silver has Delaware up in this game, and that's got to be the message if you're Lunch Winfield to your squad. Quarterback for Louisiana is we've been moving the ball. We just got to convert and not make the catastrophic mistake.
Lunch Winfield did not start the year as the #1 quarterback. It was Walker Howard, the Ole Miss transfer, who did, but he got hurt week 1 as he hands off to Steven Blanco. That might be the final play of the first quarter. And they've played 3 quarterbacks this year. Walker Howard, Daniel Beal, but Lunch Winfield is the guy now for Louisiana, and his team is down 7-0. But they have the ball when the second quarter gets started. The Delaware Blue Hens' first FBS bowl game. And out to a good start here tonight at the 68 Ventures Bowl.
back here, 7-0 Delaware. Coach, what are you telling your group right now?
Yeah, we're moving the ball well. We just got to get in the end zone at the end. Got a shot right there both times to get points on the board, and we just got to go finish drives.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Lunch Winfield throwing a red zone. In fact, an interception in the end zone on the last series. If you're Desermo, what are you telling Lunch?
Yeah, I think it's the next play mentality for sure, and then play call-wise, I'd look for them to get Lunch's legs involved, get him hit, allow him to settle into this game, and then Sheldon Sampson, the receiver, out wide. He had that one catch. Look for 6 to get another touch.
Winfield clean in the pocket, and that ball is dropped. That's the second drop. Sheldon Sampson along the sideline couldn't reel it in.
Right on cue. That's what I thought Coach would do. Get your go-to skill player a catch. And remember, he had a broken finger in his pinky coming out of fall camp. So he is wearing a cast that makes his pinky finger permanently straight when he's playing a game. So imagine catching a football, not being able to grip it all the way around. Maybe that played a role in that drop.
Now Louisiana goes back to doing what they do best, and that's running the football, and they do it well to pick up a first down with Steven Blanco as he gets 4 yards. All right, so you're probably wondering about the quarterback's name. Let's find out why they call him Lunch. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Yeah, so Lunch is a nickname, guys. His real name is Dwayne, and the story that I was told yesterday from Louisiana is that when he was a toddler, his grandfather was eating some chicken wings, and Lunch, without Grandpa seeing, grabbed a chicken wing, finished it by the time Grandpa turned around, and then naturally, because he took Grandpa's lunch, now they call him Lunch.
And that's a better name than chicken, I would say. I like it. It's got a nice ring to it.
Hopefully at their family outings, it's like, that's his thing, right? Give Lunch a 8-pack of chicken wings. Whatever, if he's a Buffalo guy, a little honey barbecue.
After that 1-yard run by Blanco, Lunch will break the huddle and send 4 receivers out, 3 to the near side. Bill Davis is in the backfield. His nickname is the Bulldozer. This is a quarterback draw. Lunch stepping out of a tackle, still on his feet. And he's going to have a first down. Lunch Winfield. No doubt a dual threat quarterback. He's been doing this kind of stuff since his high school days at Lutcher High School in Louisiana.
What makes him so unique is how big of a load he is. I mean, sitting at 220 pounds, he can break those arm tackles. Delaware had him in the backfield, break a couple arm tackles, get the edge. He's able to pick up a big gain.
Michael Desermo has been very excited with what he has seen from Winfield, especially over the second half of the season, as he has guided this team to the postseason after a 2-6 start. Play action, he's under pressure, avoids the sack, looking downfield, gets out of trouble, and gets to the 45-yard line, and that's where he's hammered down by Gavin Mole, that animal linebacker for Delaware. Nick Karika, big 98, also there.
Yeah, nice pursuit by Delaware. Get Karika there initially, and then we talked about Lunch's legs, and then for Mole to hang in there. That's what Lunch has done much of the year for Louisiana. Again, we've talked about their offensive line struggles. That easily could have been a bigger sack. He's able to make something out of it and get it to where it's only a 2-yard gain rather than that easily could have been an 8-yard loss, and you're really behind the sticks.
2nd and 12 from the 46. Down the seam, the tight end, Jensen. Boy, you can see that he and Winfield have a nice connection. Jensen, his second catch, that's a gain of 17.
It's a nice job sitting in that window, and you can see from the picture, Lunch is pulling that trigger and throwing that rock long before Caden's out of his break. Great coverage recognition and finding the soft spot of the defense.
Back to Bill Davis. He'll pick up a handful. Caden Jensen, not only the #1 tight end for Louisiana tonight, Max, but he's also their emergency tackle.
Yeah, so we said it coming into this game. Louisiana's down their starting 6 or their first 6 offensive tackles. So they'll rotate at the left tackle spot, the true freshman, Balin Williams, and then Ryder Bentley got his first start tonight, the redshirt freshman. If something were to happen to both those guys, you said it, Clay. Clay Jensen, their tight end, might have to put his hand in the dirt at tackle.
Jensen with a couple of catches, 57 yards already. Bill Davis Powers inside the 35 for a few. This is going to be 3rd and medium. Gallagher made that stop. So the offensive coordinator is Tim Leger. As you mentioned, Max, Michael Desormeaux calls the plays. And despite all of the injuries, this offense has averaged 34 points per game over this win streak the last 4 games. But kind of some unsatisfying drives here tonight so far. No points yet. Not trying to keep this drive alive on this 3rd and 6. Blitz off the edge, got rid of it on the slant, complete to Robert Williams, and that's a 1st down.
We talked with the Louisiana staff last night exactly about this situation. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 6 to 8. They're expecting to get man coverage the entire night. As a result, you give a man beater, double slants, great recognition by Lunch, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. That's a matchup that you get 3rd and 6 to 8, really 6 to 10. They're expecting man coverage, and Delaware is going to force your receivers to win those one-on-one matchups to ultimately get them out of the man coverage.
Williams has been targeted 4 times. That's his 2nd catch. Off the play fake, that's through the hands of Kadarius Wade. Sophomore receiver probably should have had that. And the Raging Cajuns now with 3 balls that probably should have been completions.
Back-to-back slant routes. Anytime you see that, I'm always thinking at some point in this game, do they dial up a double move, a little slant and go? Especially in this area of the field, might be a little bit too tight. But if they've had red zone struggles, you would love nothing more as an offensive coordinator to just bite it off all in one piece and get a big play here.
Redshirt freshman running back Blanco lines up as a receiver. They go 5 wide on 2nd down and 10. Lunch Winfield complete. Trey Miller, the other tight end, the transfer from Wayne State in Nebraska, picks up 14 yards and a 1st down to the 12-yard line.
This was a coverage bust by Delaware. There was absolutely no one in the vicinity of Trey Miller, and early on in this game, you can see right away, game plan-wise, Louisiana likes something with this empty formation. They've gone to it a lot on clear-cut passing downs, forcing this Delaware defense to kind of show their hand against those empty formations.
Well, this is going to be the 13th play of the drive, 3rd straight drive that has been long, but no points yet. Can they bring the ship into port this time? Lunch Winfield can't get away. Maybe a yard. Colin Gallagher, the linebacker for Middletown, New Jersey, makes the stop, 2nd down.
Excellent job on a true freshman middle linebacker right there. He's triggering, no hesitation. You got to know as a middle linebacker, when you're facing Lunch Winfield, it's a middle linebacker game because you're going to get a lot of quarterback run. You're going to have great eye discipline, and his head coach, Ryan Carty's got to trust the youngster to make some plays.
Delaware allowing 32.5 points per game, 2nd most in Conference USA. So far pitching a shutout. They stop Winfield at the 5-yard line. He pays a heavy price for taking off. Noah Matthews and KT Say combine on the hit. He gets 7. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
As you can see, he's hobbling coming up. Took a shot to the chest. Play breaks down. He's trying to just make the most of it, and that's what Lunch is going to do. He's not sliding. Awkward landing on his right knee, too. You can see he's hobbling there. I was initially worried about the head chest area, but it's definitely that right leg that's bothering him.
Again, Louisiana's used 3 quarterbacks this year. Walker Howard missed 6 games because of injury. 3rd and 4. Blanco. Not much. Boy, good defense there inside by Delaware. Mole and Carica combine, and they force 4th down, and here comes the field goal unit again.
And you have to wonder how much is this injury that we're seeing from Winfield impacting the decision here, because 4th and short, that's where they would love to run Lunch Winfield, but you don't have that luxury necessarily with that injury. Instead, they're electing to kick the field goal.
There you see Walker Howard. Again, the year's the #1 quarterback. This is a 22-yard attempt for Sterner, who missed from 36 in the 1st quarter. Finally gets Louisiana on the board. But you see Michael Desormeaux is not happy as this Delaware defense stands tall.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome back to Mobile, Alabama, the 68th Ventures Bowl. Great to have bowl season back. Alongside Max Brown and Alyssa Lang on Clay Mathick. Delaware leading 7-3. And it doesn't feel like it should be that way, Browning.
Not at all. Louisiana's leading the total plays 35 to just 8. The story's been a missed kick, a red zone interception by Delaware, and then the big play, the run by Joe Silver, their running back, the home run shot.
My son Pollard brings it back, gets it close to the 25-yard line. That's where Delaware will have the ball and the lead when we come back to Mobile.
The 68 Ventures Bowl is brought to you by 68 Ventures. Bet on you.
Big stage, big-time opponents.
What makes college football so good?
This is going to be a great game today.
Norman and College Station going to be rocking for game day. Looking forward to it. Ready for the college football playoff first round. He's Max Brown on Clay Mathick, Alyssa Lang down in the field. There's Ryan Carty, fourth-year head coach at Delaware. Former quarterback for the Blue Hens. Has them in a bowl game. Year one in the FBS. First down and 10. Minicucci, little pitch out to Byron Ellison, and that's going to be maybe a yard as Ashley Williams cuts him down. You and I were talking to Ryan Carty, and he said, as a Blue Hen, I would have been jealous if any other coach would have been given this assignment to usher in the program from the FCS to the FBS. I'm so glad it's me.
And it's not the job he signed up for. I mean, it happened really quick for Delaware. I mean, you know, JMU, their transition to the FBS level has been well documented, but that was years in the making. Delaware, it happens quick, and Carty said you got to roll with it. And like you said, no other position he'd rather be in, or he wants to lead his guys to this level.
There's Ryan, who's a player back in the day, part of some really good teams. Talked about Joe Flacco, of course. Everyone knows about his exploits in the NFL. He was his backup. I mean, this is a proud program. 5 Division II national titles, 1 in the FCS, and now making a name for themselves in Conference USA and the FBS.
He said when he signed up for the job, he was planning to build a dynasty and go up against North Dakota State in the FCS playoffs every year. Instead, he's here with us, the bowl game.
3rd and 9, that pass incomplete. Nick LaBoy, the intended receiver. Good coverage by Brent Gordon in the secondary, so Delaware's going to have to punt it away.
It's really just that one home run by Joe Silver in this game. Couple 3-and-outs, nothing to call for in the passing game whatsoever. Again, this is a Delaware passing attack that was the best in Conference USA, averaging over 300 yards per game.
Yeah, just 9 yards passing for Delaware. Just 6 minutes to go in the first half. That's kind of a shocker, but they have the lead. Ball is fumbled and recovered by the Blue Hens. The true freshman Darrell Smith muffed it.
The returner muffed the kick, and Delaware
and it's covered up by Anthony Crenshaw. And Delaware's going to have it back, and with great field position to boot.
Yeah, no fair catch, so you get hit right away. His eyes go down. He takes an absolute pop, and then the ball's up for anyone's grabs. Not their normal return man. We have Jacorian Norris or Robert Williams as their normal return guys. Muff the punt, and again, another costly mistake for the Raging Cajuns, setting Delaware up.
This will be the first play for the Blue Hens in Louisiana territory. Down the hash marks into the hands of Byron Ellison, and then he's met immediately by Jaden Duggar, the all Sunbelt first team middle linebacker. It's going to be a gain of 4. First catch for Ellison.
First time we've called Jaden Duggar's name. First team all-conference player, 118 tackles this season, changed positions, and has been awfully productive for this squad.
Minicucci incomplete, nearly intercepted by Brent Gordon. Sean Wilson was the man that Minicucci had eyeballed, but really good coverage there by Gordon, a true freshman starting corner who was honorable mention all-conference.
You can see him tap his chest. I wonder if he wanted him to go to the other side with this football. Tightly contested, great coverage there by the true freshman Brent Gordon. Great job getting his body and his eyes back around, making a play on that football.
Looked like Gordon got a little handsy there, but no penalty called. Ellison gets it out of the backfield, and he's going to dive ahead. Short of the line to gain by a couple of yards. So 4th down here for Delaware, who was gifted great field position after the special teams turnover. Now, looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. From just outside the 25-yard line.
The way they've been running it, I don't blame them. A little bit of no man's land. You got 2 big backs. Silver's 200 pounds. Ellison's right there along with them, 6 foot, 200 as well.
And it is Ellison. That is a long play. Took a long time to develop. Where are they going to mark him? Skipper and Winfield knocked him out.
The runner was short of the line to gain.
And I don't think so. They did not get it. Boy, instead of diving right up inside, Max, that's a really long play for a short yardage pickup.
Especially when the strength of this defense is the athletes on the edge.
Timeout.
Delaware tries to contest that and doesn't pick up the first down.
Welcome back to the 68 Ventures Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. 7-3 Delaware. There's Winfield on the sideline. Let's go down to Alyssa.
Howard, starting quarterback right now for Louisiana. Lunch Winfield spent several minutes in the tent after coming out, getting hit on that last offensive drive when he came out of the tent. Still looked to be limping around a little bit, but every teammate that's come up to him, he's given the nod and the thumbs up. We were told Walker Howard would make an appearance in this game anyway, but Lunch Winfield here on the sideline appears to be ready to get back in there whenever his number's called, guys.
Walker Howard injured against Rice. It was an oblique tear that required surgery. He was out 6 weeks, but the kid stayed positive. Led a couple of late scoring drives, including the overtime drive that beat ULM in the regular season finale to get them bowl eligible.
A lot of confidence in him. He was their week 1 starter, a huge recruit by way of LSU and Ole Miss. What an opportunity he has here.
He's going to throw it away on 2nd and 12. You know, this Louisiana offense tonight, Max, they've had the ball a long time. They've got a ton of plays. They've controlled time of possession, but just 3 points. They're coming off a drive, their longest of the season. 16 plays, well over 8 minutes, but only came up with a field goal.
And we'll have to track how the offensive philosophy changes as we're seeing the different career stops for him. A lot of NFL quarterbacks he's had to back up. You got Jaden Daniels in there. You got Jackson Dart in there. He's a kid from Lafayette coming home. Thought it was going to be his season and his team. It was initially, and then Lunch took the reins and never gave him back.
Pressure off the edge. Hit is Howard. Got rid of it. It's incomplete as it flutters up the field. 4th down. Noah Matthews got in there and got a piece of Howard. Matthews, the transfer from Kentucky, and the Cajuns are going to have to punt.
And with Walker Howard as your quarterback, he has some mobility to him, but it's certainly not to the level of Lunch Winfield. So again, with the limited offensive line and very thin offensive line that they have, Lunch's ability to run and add a number was a huge advantage. If you no longer have that, the identity of the offense has to change with Walker Howard behind center.
First punt for Nathan Torney, and a fair catch called for at the 35 by Duplessis. Capital One Bowl Mania, pair of Friday matinees on ESPN. We get the day started at 11 at the Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Engine. A couple of conference champions, Western Michigan meeting Kennesaw State, 2:30 Eastern. Then Memphis facing NC State at the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa. The Owls of Kennesaw State won Conference USA. 10 wins under first-year head coach Jerry Mack. Delaware, of course, year 1 in CUSA and trying to get win number 7 on the season here tonight. They're going to run it on 1st down, a couple up the middle. As Joe Silver, who had a touchdown run here in the first half for the Blue Hens, gets the carry. Don't forget, Louisiana will be on defense to start the second half. Delaware's going to have the football right away there in the 3rd quarter. A chance here to double dip. Minicucci would like to lead a touchdown drive. Duplessis the catch and a nice run up the sideline. 1st down and more, and they're going to mark him out at the 48 of Louisiana. 15 yards.
And with that completion, they double the amount of passing yards they had before that attempt. Just 13 yards before. You knew it was only a matter of time before they go back to Duplessis. Very much been a strength of this Louisiana team so far today is stopping this passing attack.
Tight formation here. Minicucci sprints out, throws on the run, deep downfield, and it's incomplete. Tyree Skipper, who Alyssa talked about earlier here tonight, missed the last couple of games on suspension. So happy to be back. And that's good defense.
This is great defense. Playing the ball, too. So often you see defensive backs just play the receiver right there. He's trying to high point it. Does a nice job with his right hand there. No contact on the receiver. That is excellent ball skills by the 5th-year senior.
Second and 10. Minicucci slides out of the pocket. He's going to run. There's a penalty marker down, and Minicucci has the ball chopped out of his arms. See what the flag is about after that 4-yard gain by Minicucci. Reed Jackson, our lead official here tonight.
Offside. Defense, number 0. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That's an offside on Jordan Lawson, who's playing his final game as a Ragin' Cajun. He has had a nice career, a senior out of Brandon, Mississippi.
He's a guy they're expecting a lot from in tonight's game. We've talked so much about the edge defenders for the Ragin' Cajuns. It's led by Jordan Lawson. There's defensive coordinator there,
yep.
Jim Salgado.
His side has seen some injuries too, but nothing like the offense.
Yeah, nothing compared to the offensive line. The secondary, specifically the safeties, have been extremely banged up for Louisiana throughout the season. Now, for the most part, though, they're healthy.
2nd and 5, and Silver is going to have a lot of real estate. Cameron Whitfield there to wrap him up. No gain. So 3rd down, and this seems like a big play here in the first half. 3rd down and 5 coming up on the 2-minute timeout, and it's a tight game.
Yeah, with 3 timeouts for Louisiana, they get the ball back. You can have a normal drive and try to get some points before halftime.
Nick Minicucci, the Blue Hens will talk about their next move here ahead of the 3rd and 5. No doubt about it, Kevin. Just 28 yards passing for Minicucci and the Blue Hens. Number 6 passing offense in the FBS, over 300 yards passing per game this season. They've got it here ahead of this 3rd and 5. Trying to pick up the first down. It's complete. This is Jakari Kelly, and good run after the catch. That's a first down, Max, and 3rd down is going to be a little more challenging tonight for the Blue Hens.
And you can see the creativity they're doing there. That was a design rollout left, almost like a glorified RPO or get into the flat quickly, but no Jake Thaw, the interior receiver for Delaware tonight. He's usually their 3rd down weapon, the transfer from Michigan.
Yeah, he's out after knee surgery as Kyrie Duplessis tumbles inside the 25-yard line. That's another 9-yard pickup.
So if you're Minicucci, there's 2 things going on. Obviously, you want to score points, but the second thing there, too, is you want to drain this clock. You don't want to give, as Acho said in the studio, you don't want to give Walker Howard another possession to get any sort of momentum heading into second half.
A shifting here ahead of this play. Both running backs in the backfield. Direct snap to Joe Silver. Behind a block, gets to the edge, and he is going to be hammered out by Tyree Skipper and company. Going to be close to a first down.
So this is a very similar way of getting, or a similar design to the 3rd down call they had to Kelly at the receiver, trying to get that edge with lead blockers. This time they just do it by way of a direct snap, getting to the edge right there. Thaw had a role with the Michigan National Championship team a couple years ago, wanted a bigger role and play more receivers, so transferred to Delaware. Again, he's their 3rd down weapon, so we've seen a little bit of Duplessis. Saw Kelly there on 3rd down. Sean Wilson's another playmaker that Delaware has at the receiver spot.
They're going to keep it on the ground with Silver on 3rd and 1, and it's a first. To the 19-yard line. And the clock stops with 59 seconds to go in the half. Delaware has 3 timeouts. I mean, this is a game that has been dominated time of possession-wise by Louisiana, but they've had 2 turnovers here in the first half. Delaware trying to add to the lead ahead of halftime. Nick Minicucci stays clean in the pocket. He comes underneath to Joe Silver, and he is cut down short of the 15, and quickly a timeout called by the Blue Hens.
First of the half, 30-second timeout.
42 seconds to go, 7-3 Delaware. We're going to be back in 10 seconds after a message from Ally.
Great teams win in multiple ways, just like spending smarter and saving more with Ally, the bank that's your ally. Back to you.
So 2 turnovers for Louisiana. Ryan Carty, the head coach of Delaware, knows that his team has had a problem with turnover margin this year, -3 on the year. But he said, you know, we're tough to beat if we don't turn it over. 19 total turnovers, 12 in their losses. None tonight, though, and they forced Louisiana to cough it up a couple of times.
And how much could this game change if they were to get another touchdown? We talked about in the first quarter, Louisiana controlled that entire first quarter, had success in the beginning of the second quarter. If they were to go up 14-3 heading into halftime, they would take that any day of the week, obviously, but especially given the fact that they haven't necessarily controlled both sides of the football.
First FBS Bowl appearance for Delaware. Incomplete. Minicucci tried to fit it into a tight window, and Jakari Kelly, who's playing not at 100%. He hasn't had a catch since middle of November, and he's not going to get a catch here. That was almost an ill-advised passer, I think, for Minicucci.
And back-to-back excellent plays by Miriam Eliam, the nickel player, the star player for Louisiana. He had the open field tackle the play before and a nice pass break up there.
What are you looking for here on 3rd and 8?
Get the ball to your hands quickly. Duplessis, 19. Look, where's he at? Get your one-on-one matchup.
They come over the middle to the goal line, incomplete. There's Kelly again. And it's 4th down, and here comes the field goal unit.
And this is the area of the field they miss. Jake Thaw, their sure-handed slot receiver, just outside the reach. If that was a better football, that might be a kill shot from the safety there. He did have the one-on-one matchup to Duplessis on the top of the screen. But instead, it's a missed attempt there, and you get a field goal attempt for Delaware.
Nate Reed has had a pretty good year. This from 33 yards. And he bangs it through. So on this nice soft night in Mobile, Alabama, temps in the upper 50s. Delaware has had a good first start to its bowl experience.
It's been a first half of big plays. You had the big run by Joe Silver, and then a couple costly turnovers from Louisiana that Delaware was able to take advantage of.
Delaware trying to join Jacksonville State as the only team to win a bowl game its first year in the FBS. The Gamecocks did it in 2023. Also out of Conference USA, of course. Missouri State can also win a bowl game its first year in the FBS. They will play Arkansas State in the Xbox Bowl tomorrow.
It's awfully impressive. I mean, usually when a team's transition into a new level of play, you know, you expect a lull or a transition period. For them in year one to find themselves in a bowl game, that's no joke. I mean, a lot of these teams, usually when you see them make the jump from FCS to FBS, it takes a couple years to catch up from a front seven talent and offensive line talent-wise. It's been their advantage most of the season.
Some of the other Sun Belt and CUSA bowl games, Jack State. They're always tough in the postseason, taking on Troy. We talked about Missouri State and Arkansas State. Coastal and Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. And Southern Miss and Western Kentucky in the New Orleans Bowl. Now Lunch Winfield is coming back out with 28 seconds to go and 3 timeouts as we go down to Melissa.
I'm going to tell you, Clay, is that I did get officially during that last Delaware drive that Lunch Winfield was A-OK and ready to come back whenever they need him, and here he is.
That's good to see. Louisiana's going to need him as Bill Davis gets the handoff. And doesn't look like Louisiana's using a sense of urgency here.
And it'll be interesting. I mean, how much does Lunch have the capability to run the ball? Because to me, that decision to not go with Walker Howard is not a lack of faith in Walker Howard, but just what Lunch can do with his legs to help out your struggling offensive line.
That's the end of the first half.
The health of that ankle from Lunch Winfield will be the question at halftime.
Not being able to finish drives and turning it over 2 times, that really hurt Louisiana in the first half as Delaware, the first state in its first bowl game, has the lead at the half. Kevin Connors, Sam Acho, and Brock Osweiler in the studio. Guys? After this quick timeout.
Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back to the 68th Ventures Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Happy holidays. Well, the winner finishes above 500. 8th straight bowl appearance for Louisiana. Delaware, first year in the FBS, trying to win a bowl game and leading at the half 10-3. Alongside Max Brown on Clay Matvick, Alyssa Lang down on the field tonight. Time of possession dominated by Louisiana, 2-1 in that first half, but was their lowest scoring half of the season.
Expect that it's two, high-profile offenses. Double the amount of first downs, too, for Louisiana. The biggest question coming out of half, though, Lunch Winfield, what's that ankle like? What's their offense going to look like in the second half? And it really was a first half of big momentum swinging plays. Louisiana was driving down the length of the field, a red zone interception by Lunch Winfield. Then Louisiana's gearing up to get the ball back. You muff a punt there. Delaware is able to capitalize. And then really just the one big offensive play for the Fightin' Blue Hens was from Joe Silver, their running back, the home run shot out of the backfield. Remember, this is a Delaware passing attack that leads Conference USA in passing yards per game, but really that one big play came from the ground for them.
Delaware is going to have the football to start the second half. This is a pass-heavy offense, which hasn't been very heavy tonight. Just 8 of 15, 50 yards in the first half. But, again, the Blue Hens have the lead. The 15-yard line, returnable. And out to the 30-yard line for Delaware as we take a look at tonight's game track brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, equal across the board in terms of third downs and rush yards. Raging Cajuns 50 more passing yards, and then you see that number on the bottom. It's really been the turnovers. And Delaware under their head coach Ryan Carty, 22-0 when winning that turnover battle. The Raging Cajuns in this athletic defense, they got to find a way to create a turnover themselves and see if they can intercept Nick Minicucci, the Delaware quarterback.
And you see the comparison. Lunch Winfield did miss one series, was hit pretty hard and limped off the field. Howard came in, was 0 for 2 passing, but it looks like Winfield's going to be okay to continue here in the second half as Sean Wilson makes that catch to start this drive. Brent Gordon on the stop.
Exact same play they opened up the game with, little 5-yard hitch. Remember, this is a ball control passing attack. A lot of hitches, quick outs, drag routes underneath. Louisiana's banking that they can't string drives together.
Off the play fake, Minicucci, and that is caught. Nice catch by Kyrie Duplessis. First team All-Conference USA, 26 yards for the Blue Hens. That's the kind of offense we've grown to know for this Delaware team.
And Duplessis, even though he's a little guy, he'll operate that outside spot. That outside receiver for them has a knack for coming down with contested catches.
On first down, throwing again. This is Sean Wilson. And that's going to be close to another first down. Indeed it is. A gain of 11 for Wilson.
What a catch that was by Kyrie Duplessis. Little back shoulder. Does a great job giving himself enough room on the sideline, so when he twists and turns, he still has enough room to land in bounds. The first team All-Conference USA receiver coming up big.
That one's going to be off the hands for Duplessis. It's pretty obvious that Ryan Carty sent a message at halftime. We need to throw it more.
We got to get back to our roots. We're a team that's used to slinging the rock. Spot on, Clay. That was very much the point of emphasis at halftime. Remember, I think he has no problem going to the run when he has to, but they've had success through the air. That's very much the identity of this offense this season.
One of just 4 teams in the FBS to throw it over 500 times this year. A little shovel here to Nick Tyree, and he's going to be lassoed and thrown down by Jordan Lawson. That was a vicious stop for a loss of 5.
Just tossed him out the club. Trying to get the edge there on a little, I call it the Tavon Austin. West Virginia with Geno Smith and Tavon Austin back in the day. Pretty much invented this football, brought it to college football. Jordan Lawson, though, the athletic edge rusher, gets his 2 hands on him and tosses him out the club.
Raging Cajuns, they have a lot of respect for this Delaware offense, but no respect on that play. Minicucci going back to the air, and it is caught. Touchdown. Sean Wilson, his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. Hook it up with Minicucci, 35 yards. And what a start here in the second half for the Blue Hens.
What a throw by Minicucci as well. Excellent patience. He allows this route to develop by Sean Wilson. This is really a 3rd window throw over the head of Jalen Clark. That's safety, and you can see Clark go to his helmet. Your job as a safety, don't let anyone get behind you. It's a great job by Sean Wilson, knowing where the soft spot is in the defense, getting to his point, and Nick Minicucci layering that football into the end zone.
And Nate Reed tacks on the extra point. 6 plays, 70 yards in a little over 2 minutes. Minicucci 5 for 6 passing on that drive, and the touchdown by Wilson, his 3rd of the year here in Mobile. The NCAA Women's Volleyball Semifinals tomorrow night on ESPN. Both have the 3 seed taking on the 1 seed. Texas A&M and Pitt, 6:30 Eastern, then Wisconsin and Kentucky. Winner plays for the national championship Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern time on ABC. Well, Nick Minicucci, the quarterback for Delaware, 50 yards passing in the first half. That last drive, 70 yards. And was very accurate. See how Louisiana responds.
Did a nice job attacking Jalen Clark on this play. The safety there for Louisiana. They did so by having an over route that baited his eyes, and then another over route by Sean Wilson working towards that vacated zone in the end zone. See that safety get lost more towards the middle of the field. You run past him. There's no safety behind Jalen Clark. Excellent design and a phenomenal throw by Minicucci.
Nick Minicucci, third year in the Delaware program, first as the full-time starter. Product of Don Bosco Prep. And Louisiana will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. No room for Zylan Perry as Carica makes another stop. He's been a great leader. You know, the kind of gritty guy that you need when you're making a transition from the FCS to the FBS.
Both these quarterbacks have been resilient too. Minicucci had his first start in 2023 as a true freshman in an FCS playoff game in a win. 2024 was the backup there, had 3 starts and a couple wins as well, and so waiting his turn. Didn't start the year, but making the most of his opportunity when he gets it.
Boy, look at Winfield just moving the pile. Lunch Winfield is going to make this third down and manageable. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's thrown a couple of nice balls tonight. Of course, he did have that red zone turnover, the interception in the end zone, but I mean, obviously he's going to make most of his hay with his feet.
And the good thing, I mean, obviously having an injury as a dual threat quarterback is not good, but Lunch can run right at you. And so if it's a matter of, hey, we don't want him to cut side to side, and that's the issue, well, Lunch can just run straight at you.
Looking to throw this time, and he won't pick up the first down. Intended for Robert Williams, the senior receiver. And that's going to be a 3-and-out for Louisiana. Second 3-and-out here tonight.
And Lunch is lucky this wasn't intercepted going the other way. Gavin Mole, their inside linebacker, 35. He was screaming towards his left, flowing with Lunch rolling out. Lunch kind of almost threw across his body a little bit. That easily could have been an interception.
So Kyrie Duplessis back to return this punt, standing inside the 30-yard line. He had a 68-yard punt return touchdown back in September against FIU. And this one is fair caught. 41-yard punt, no return. 11:18 to go in the third. 17-3.
The 68 Ventures Bowl is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
support. So amazing.
The college football playoff first round begins Friday and continues Saturday.
You know, as we're watching a Group of 5 bowl game here, a couple of Group of 5 bowl teams in the college football playoff. It's kind of nice to see.
Oh yeah, a little rematch of Tulane Ole Miss, and then James Madison heading out west, playing a Duck squad out there. Interested to see. That'll be Bob Chesney's new territory on the West Coast, coming from James Madison, his last game, or hopefully not for James Madison. Hopefully they got a couple more for his case.
Minicucci rolling out, looking downfield, and he's just going to run to the sideline. Stepped out of a tackle at the 30. It gets to the 40. That was pretty good improvisation by Minicucci. Gain of a dozen.
And that's one thing we really haven't talked about today. We've been talking so much about Lunch Winfield's legs, but Minicucci, very much a capable runner. We talked with Jim Salgado, Louisiana's defensive coordinator, and he was saying, you know, it's not necessarily the first thing you game plan for, but Minicucci certainly has the mobility to scare you.
Back-to-back scoring drives for Delaware, trying to tack on more points. And what a catch, holding on near the 40-yard line. Jakari Kelly. 18 yards for Kelly. And that's his first reception. In fact, his first catch since November 15th. He paid a price for it as Lake Bates, the safety, blasted him. It's a first down. Cucci stays in the air, and that one is caught. Sean Wilson, who had the touchdown on the last series, gain of 6.
It's a nice job by Minicucci throwing his receiver down the hill. He breaks at maybe 8 or 9 yards. You catch that ball at 5 yards. You protect any sort of interception from happening by throwing him down.
2nd and 4, first down and more. And inside the 20-yard line, Duplessis. Boy, what an addition he has been. They get him out of the transfer portal from Coastal Carolina, and he's been a great fit.
What I thought you were about to say is, whatever was said in that halftime speech about the passing attack, Delaware has come out here and they look like a different team. This is what they've been all season long. We saw none of this in the first half.
After the 17-yard gain, staying on his feet, Wilson, and spun down short of the 15 by Gordon. Give him 3. Yeah, Minicucci has been really sharp here in the second half.
Almost makes you think why they didn't get to this earlier. They had, bits and pieces. Ryan Carty was getting hitches, but it's awfully powerful in football when you can hit your downfield shots. It softens up the secondary, and then the underneath stuff has a funny way of coming wide open.
Byron Ellison inside, little sleight of hand in the backfield, and Ellison drives it ahead. He joined the Blue Hens from Tulsa this past summer. Gets 7 yards and a first down, so here's Delaware, first down and goal to go. And you feel like this is a really important series for both teams. If Delaware can bang this in, boy, they really take control of this game, and Louisiana desperately needs a stop.
Without a doubt. Bamba don't break defense. If you're Louisiana, they were playing with some swagger and momentum in the first half. They've lost that.
Minicucci keeps it and gets hammered. Ashley Williams, the outside linebacker, drives him down at the 10.
We've seen some big hits out of these edge players for the Raging Cajuns. Ashley Williams there, Cameron Whitfield and Jordan Lawson had big hits early on in this game. Said it a couple times. That's the position in the area that Jim Salgado, their defensive coordinator, loves. Can they come up with a forced fumble or create havoc in some way?
They've been good inside the red zone in the past at a goal line stand to beat Arkansas State a few weeks back. Joe Silver runs into his own man at the line, and that's going to be no gain. 3rd down and goal to go as Terrence Williams, the converted running back, will be credited with that tackle.
We were talking with Jim Salgado, Louisiana's defensive coordinator, last night, and he proactively said Jake Thaw, 15 for Delaware, is their 3rd down guy when they have to have a completion through the air. Jake Thaw's out. Have to think they're going Duplessis or Wilson.
Yeah, Thaw's on crutches right now. Minicucci escapes the pocket, directing traffic, throws to the end zone, incomplete. Boy, Minicucci was playing traffic cop right until he released the football, and it's incomplete, intended for Duplessis. How about the coverage by Flowers?
Yeah, Cortland Flowers, this could have been the interception they were waiting for. He almost mistimed his jump. Jumped a little bit early. If he drives through that football, he might have found himself a pick. And Clay, that was the big play the Raging Cajun defense was waiting for, but still a good drive to get off the field and force a field goal. Very much a successful stand.
27-yard attempt by Reed, and he bangs it home to make it a 3-possession game. So
immediate timeout on the field.
Louisiana holds on defense, but Delaware gets 3 more here in Mobile. Let's flash back to last year here in Mobile.
I heard a good tight end was playing.
Yeah, Harold Fannin Jr. 17 catches for the Bowling Green tight end. He was the MVP of the game, but Arkansas State came away with the victory in the shootout.
Harold Fannin now playing for the Cleveland Browns. The top round draft pick. That's how you know you're playing a great game. When you get the MVP, your team doesn't win the game, that's how you know you're a baller.
Butch Jones got the bat. There's the trophy. And don't forget Missouri State, Arkansas State. Speaking of the Wolves, tomorrow night in Frisco. Bears also making their FBS Bowl debut. We hope you can join us at 9 o'clock Eastern time for the Xbox Bowl. All right, so Delaware gets another field goal to make it 20-3 after that 10-play drive. Minicucci in the second half, 9 of 11, 114 yards and a touchdown after being held to just 50 yards passing in the first half. That offense has really come alive through the air.
And now it's time for Lunch Winfield and this Louisiana offense to respond. We've made so much about their limited offensive line and how thin they are. I actually felt like their offensive line's done a good job. They just got to find a way to generate some explosive plays in the pass game.
We'll start this series on the ground with Bill Davis. He'll pick up a handful. Second team all Sun Belt running back the only team in the FBS with 3 600-yard rushers. Perry and Davis, and then Winfield. The rushing attack has been limited to just 70 yards tonight. Winfield throws to the outside through the hands of Jensen. And this team has dropped the football tonight. That's drop number 4 for the Raging Cajuns.
And Jensen's their leading receiver right now. He had that explosive third down catch on the first drive. He has 57 yards right now, and we'll see Lunch Winfield with that new wrap. He had his cleats spatted to start the game. Right there, you can see that tape job's going all the way up towards his knee almost.
This is his 8th straight start after taking over the QB1 role, and he is complete here into Delaware territory. Shelton Sampson climbing the ladder to make that catch.
And that's the one-on-one matchup they love. The transfer from LSU does a nice job keeping the sideline, using that right arm. Wasn't a shove off, but definitely creating separation a little bit there. High points the football. He had one drop earlier, sure-handed there.
That's a guy they need to get touches. Only his 3rd catch tonight. After their 28-yard pickup, Bill Davis again, and he gets 6. We talked about this in the first half. Shelton Sampson's a guy that is such a weapon for Louisiana. They need it in his hands. Delaware's kept him pretty quiet tonight.
They have, and it's interesting because Lunch Winfield, he's hobbling around significantly. I know he's got the new tape job on there, but this is going to have to be a game if they come back for him winning from the pocket. I don't think it's going to be because of Lunch's legs, given how limited he appears.
2nd and 4. Davis working hard, trying to pick up that first down. If he stops short of it.
And if it's not with Lunch's right arm, it's going to have to be with Perry and Davis, the two-headed monster in the backfield, and you can see they're trying to go with tempo, get some momentum here.
They're going to get it. They needed 1. They get a lot more with Winfield. 4 of 11 now on 3rd down are the Raging Cajuns. KT Say finally brings the quarterback to the ground.
Right when I say he's hobbling and won't run, finds a way to be gutsy off the left edge. Maybe doesn't have the make you miss ability, but man, he's toughing it out there.
The longest run for Winfield tonight. Picks up a dozen. Former Louisiana High School Player of the Year at Letcher High School. Won a state championship in 2022. Silent Perry's going to get a few here, a former high school quarterback himself. It's close to the 20-yard line. Boy, Louisiana desperately needs to get in the end zone and get back in this football game.
And I think they need an explosive play here, a broken tackle. This has been their Achilles heel. We've seen this movement all night from them, but then they find a way to stub their toe or turn the ball over. These receivers get the ball on the outside. Can they find a way to have yards after a catch? If it's one of these running backs or Perry or Davis, can they make a missed tackle in space and get into the end zone?
Nothing this time. Inside, Jack Hall. All over that as Perry is enveloped. 6th year in this defense for Jack Hall, and boy, he is such a leader up front for the Hens.
We're lucky there wasn't a flag there or a push at the end. Great job interior by Jack Hall. They're running right at him. He gives up no ground. It's a defensive front for Delaware that's relatively undersized. Hall's their defensive tackle at only 280. You got 280 across the board and then 225. And again, we find ourselves in another 3rd and 8. We've talked about this. Delaware loves going man coverage. Got to think Louisiana's looking Sheldon Sampson's way. Number 6.
Caught. Williams quickly brought down by Nate Evans, and it's 4th down. And he got back to the line of scrimmage, so now they're going to run out the field goal unit, and this feels like another missed opportunity for Louisiana.
And it feels like they didn't even have an opportunity to pick it up because the pressure was on top of Lunch Winfield right away. The pass rush is too much to handle for this thin Raging Cajun offensive line, so they're going to have to settle for a field goal.
A make from 22, a miss from 39 on his first attempt way back in the first quarter. He'll get another chance from 39 here. Left-footed kicker, Tony Sterner. And the Raging Cajuns will salvage 3 on the drive. It was 9 plays, 53 yards. get it back to a 2-score game with 2:31 to go in the third quarter.
And that's really been the story of the game, at least offensively for Louisiana, moving the ball in the middle of the field. You get down close to the 25-yard line, and credit the Delaware defense. They're finding a way to get off the field.
Tonight's clutch delivery brought to us by Chipotle. Let's look at Minicucci's delivery. This was to Sean Wilson, that 35-yard hookup earlier here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a dime. Great patience there. Minicucci's really been a new man and a new quarterback in this second half. Done a nice job distributing the ball, too. We've seen Kelly, Duplessis, Wilson all get involved. Simmons as well, the tight end spot. So night and day different first half to second half. Really just the third quarter. A lot of football still to play.
And Wilson has been the standard bearer in that receiving core all year. He has 7 catches tonight on 8 targets. Of course, that touchdown. And we're going to see that Blue Hens offense go back to work here across the 20. Myson Pollard, one of the top return men in Conference USA. So this offense for Delaware, Max, 30 points per game, tied for first in CUSA. They scored 61 against UTEP in the regular season finale. Team's most points in 25 years. That win secured bowl eligibility. And a little slow starting tonight, but now we're starting to see the offense that we've kind of come to expect from these Blue Hens.
Yeah, last 3 drives, it's been scoring drives each time. And a big reason why is they've found these 2 receivers and got them different touches and doing it with different routes. There's been some short intermediate routes and then the downfield winning the contested catches on the go balls.
2:22 to go, third quarter. The 25, a reverse, and now the flea flicker, Minicucci. Nobody home on the near sideline. So the offensive coordinator is Ryan Carty. The head coach, and he calls the plays.
There is no foul for
sleight of hand here.
Number 18 was in the area.
Empty.
Yeah, they're going to have the tight end, as you can see out here on the top of the screen. It's going to be out of frame. He is wide open. Minicucci didn't take his eyes back towards that side of the field. It was really only 2 receivers. I don't know why he wasn't able to go all the way back, but you had a tight end who was faking like he was blocking, and Louisiana completely forgot to cover him. That was a touchdown opportunity.
Silver tripped up after a short gain by Duggar. So third down and fairly long here.
Tell Ryan Carty with that reverse pass, double reverse pass, trying to put this game away. Fight it all off in one single play. It was fun talking with Ryan Carty. I asked him about, what's his offensive philosophy? Where does he get it from? His dad's a very accomplished high school coach, legendary high school coach. More the run and shoot. He also learned from Chip Kelly in the zone read game.
Down the seam, and that is caught out to the 45-yard line. Sean Wilson, another grab, his 8th catch of the night, give him 16 yards.
This is a savvy throw right here by Minicucci. Great job by Wilson finding that second void, but then Minicucci navigating in the pocket, different arm slot. Nice hook up there.
Sean Wilson, just a sophomore out of Alpharetta, Georgia. A little over a minute to go. They're going to send the tight end Scott Moore across the formation. They're going to run it. And undercut at the 46-yard line by Tyree Skipper is Silver. Silver's been nicked up. Good to see him playing. He's got a touchdown here tonight. Second down and 7.
Nice tackle there at the line of scrimmage by Tyree Skipper. Seen him make a couple plays. Alyssa talked about it in the first half. The captain back from suspension. Got reinstated into the bowl game, making his presence felt.
Delaware, I like to go with tempo from time to time. They have slowed it down here. Good run. First down and more. Silver getting into the secondary again. Just slashing and lashing his way inside the 30. A gain of 27 yards for number 27. That's going to be the final play of the quarter.
It was Skipper on Silver the run play before, and Skipper on Silver again this time. This time Silver wins.
That's the end of the third
safety
quarter.
miss, Tyree Skipper at that second level. If the safety doesn't fill that run responsibility, it's an opportunity for a big play on the ground.
A winning record on the line for these teams in Mobile at the 68 Ventures Bowl. Delaware trying to make history, first FBS Bowl win. And right now they've got a 20-6 lead going to the fourth.
The 68 Ventures Bowl is brought to you by 68 Ventures. Bet on you.
Those are the Azalea Trailmaids, ambassadors here for the city of Mobile. These are high school seniors.
They tell us that dress is 50 pounds. They had to train with a weighted vest before that.
On first down, that is complete. And quickly wrapped up is Jakari Kelly. As Nick Minicucci and the passing offense has come alive here in the second half, but to start the fourth quarter, that's a loss of 4. Louisiana's defense has been really good at buckling down at times, and they need to do it again.
Without a doubt. Can they double down? You get one negative play. Have to think this is likely a pass situation. That plays into the hands of these edge rushers for Louisiana.
After the loss, 2nd and 14 from just outside the 30-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Silver, who's had a nice night. He's going to plow to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and long. Joe Silver, over 100 yards tonight. His second game this season over 100. Had 179 and a couple of touchdowns in that overtime win against UConn in week 3. I guess you'd have to say that that's the Blue Hens' most impressive win this year, considering how good UConn was this year.
He was the first guy Ryan Carty signed when he signed the Delaware job. That's what Coach Carty told us in our meetings this week. Oh, how times can change. Silver thought he'd be an FCS running back. Now he might lead his team to a bowl game victory.
3rd and 9, Minicucci heated up, and he's going to be dumped by Duggar. He is a projected NFL draft pick. Jaden Duggar, the middle linebacker out of Pittsburgh, PA, a loss of 9, and that knocks Delaware back. And this is going to be either a long field goal attempt or they're going to have to punt it.
Duggar going back to his roots, had a position change this offseason, usually played the jack position for Louisiana, which is their edge rusher. This year they moved him inside. Great decision. First team all conference, but right there showing his rush capabilities.
This would be a career high for Nate Reed. It's blocked. Jordan Lawson got it. Ball is loose. Still loose. And finally covered up at the 45-yard line of Delaware. Look at Michael Desormeaux. He's fired up. He knows that just kept his Louisiana Raging Cajuns in this football game.
It's obviously no points, but then now you get incredible field position as well. Jordan Lawson, the star edge rusher, using that 6'4" frame. We saw him use those long arms when he tossed the Delaware player out the club on the jet sweep. There he's doing it to block a kick.
It was a 52-yard attempt by Reed. It's blocked, and Louisiana's in business. And look at Coach Des. 40 years old, acting like a little kid on that sideline. So Lunch going to work from the 46. Winfield stays clean in the pocket, but not for long. As Delaware's defense gets hot again, Trey Scott leading the way. And that's their 2nd sack tonight for these Hens.
Trey Scott alongside Keyshawn Hunter, their big defensive tackle, transfer from Old Dominion. This is just a high motor by Keyshawn Hunter, that defensive tackle, and you can see Lunch when he steps up. He doesn't have that quick twitch ability we're used to seeing from him, where he is able to try to make something happen.
Reverse, Landon Strother. Look to throw, but then runs and gets hammered inside the 45. Just a 3-yard pickup, and Caden Singleton was not fooled, the defensive end, number 44. Got to the ball carrier, and Landon Strother, the redshirt freshman, whose dad played at Louisiana, was trying to be a hero here, but there was nothing downfield. It was well covered.
And it could have been a great run. Lunch Winfield had to pull up because I think, again, the injury didn't allow him to block that outside linebacker who ultimately got the tackle. So again, the hobbled Winfield playing a factor.
Silent Perry out of the backfield gets to the 40, and it's 4th down as Nate Evans makes a nice open field tackle. So 4th down, what does Louisiana do here?
You got to go for it at this point in the game, and to me that play call on 3rd speaks to how they wanted to go for it on 4th. Get half the distance, get to 4th and 4, a little bit more manageable. You got to think 4th and 4, maybe you don't like your running backs. It's probably too much, especially with the thin offensive line. Got to go through the air, and Shelton Sampson, number 6, is your guy. Bottom of the screen if you want to do it.
Remember, Winfield, the running quarterback, a little hobbled. Doesn't appear to be at 100% on his feet. He's going to throw, and it's going to be a 1st down to Williams. Needed 4, they get 9, keep the drive alive.
It's a quick little out route by Robert Williams, and there was tons of space.
Officials timeout on the field for an injured player of the offense.
He took a big hit at the end.
Williams trying to get off the field under his own power. Robert Williams, he's had some big games this year, including that game against James Madison, who's in the college football playoff. Had 134 yards receiving in that game back in October. But after that blocked field goal, the momentum has swung to the Raging Cajuns here, at least for the time being. Down 2 touchdowns, but the game's getting long in the tooth here.
No doubt. Surprised they gave Williams that much space on that out route. 4th and 4, you got to think that something's going to be at the sticks, and we're actually in the press box right next to the defensive staff for Delaware, and I heard a coach slam his fist against the table, so I think we're not alone with that take.
First down. Zylan Perry, good run. To the 25, he gets 6.
Utilizing that tempo, realizing this is a limited possession game already here in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 4, they go 5 wide. Lunch Winfield throws on the run, wide open man. And Zylan Perry was tight roping that sideline, couldn't stay in bounds because there was nobody around him.
Yeah, he lost where he was at. It's a nice job. Lunch doing what he can with his limited mobility, getting outside the pocket. He had both receivers open, I thought. Finds Perry on the sideline. Lucky his heels weren't out of bounds, but a nice pickup there.
13 yards for Perry. From the 12-yard line, 1st down and 10, under 10 minutes to go. Gonna flare it out, and a low throw. It was caught by Strother. Gonna have to settle for 2, 2nd down.
Blitzing linebacker off the edge. Normally Lunch might try to pull that and run it. Instead he spits it out. Little RPO option.
Here goes Lunch Winfield. Sprinting to the outside, and Delaware was ready for that. Jack Hall again. A loss of 1. 3rd down for Louisiana.
Nice job filling that edge by the Delaware defense, both those guys. And this is a tough spot where you're 3rd and long. You're on the 11-yard line, so the passing game's tight. There's not a lot of grass to play with, and you have a quarterback who's hobbled. It's a limited call sheet, limited playbook in this situation if you're the Raging Cajuns.
Play clock at 5. 3rd down and 9. They better get it off. Barely did. Winfield got pressure. Throw is caught. Trenton Cheney. Actually, that was Sampson. That's his first catch in a while. Not enough for the, it was Cheney, pardon me, number 9, Cheney. But 5 yards short. So it's 4th down and 6. They can get a 1st down at the 2.
If I was Louisiana, I'd go right back to that same formation. They're not going to, but I thought there was a lot of room to the wide side of the field. Delaware continuing to stay in man coverage as they are again on this play, trusting their secondary in coverage.
On 4th down, to the end zone, touchdown, Sampson. It's the man they needed to get it to. And Winfield drills it in there to pull Louisiana within a score.
I like the call. Usually Sampson's their outside receiver. This time they line him up in the slot, knowing that Delaware is likely going to be man coverage. There's no linebackers on the inside. That's an easy pitch and catch for the Raging Cajuns.
Sterner to make this a 7-point difference. And he does. Lunch Winfield has led this Louisiana team that started 2-6 on the year to 4 straight wins. And he has pulled the Raging Cajuns to within a touchdown here late in Mobile. Delaware's lead has been cut to 7 here at the 68 Ventures Bowl. Jordan Lawson with this huge momentum swinging blocked field goal. Louisiana recovers in Delaware territory, and then 10 plays later, it's a touchdown pass, Winfield to Shelton Sampson. That's Louisiana's first touchdown pass in 14 quarters, going back to November 8th's game against Texas State, where that melee ensued at the end. But how things have changed, and now the game is a difference of 7 points with 7:49 to go.
And it's the star players, too, for the Raging Cajuns. Jordan Lawson in his last game in this uniform, defensive stud, and then Lunch with a gutsy drive right there, finding his go-to receiver. Now it's on Nick Minicucci. Had a very strong third quarter after a so-so first half. Can he respond with a drive of his own?
19 of 29, 176 and a touchdown. Delaware has not turned it over tonight. Now, they did have the field goal block, but they do not have any turnovers. Going to go to work inside with the running game. And the running game has been really effective for the Blue Hens tonight. That's Byron Ellison Jr., the junior out of Dallas. His uncle, a former NFL wide receiver, Patrick Creighton. Played with the Cowboys and the Chargers. And now Delaware, if they can play some keep away here, Max, that would go a long way to helping the Blue Hens get that first bowl victory.
And you can already tell they're slowing down their tempo, going to drain this play clock down. They'd love nothing more for that than for this to be a Joe Silver, Byron Ellison on the ground drive.
Draw, Minicucci. You know, he's a pretty good runner when he has to. It's not his forte, but he gets to the 45 after a 9-yard pickup.
So much for this Delaware passing attack. On the ground, they're averaging 6.4 yards per carry. Ryan Kartke told us this. He told the media this. We can run the rock when we have to. We just have had more success through the air. It's not that that's their do or die attitude.
Stay on the ground with Ellison, and he's stacked up at the line. So it'll be 3rd down and short. Ryan Kartke, 4th-year head coach of the Blue Hens. Played quarterback.
Last time they had a
Joe
3rd
Flacco.
and short. Maybe it was a 4th and short. They elected to go the jet sweep and try to go towards the outside. And Jim Salgado and the Raging Cajun defense, they stopped it. This time they got a bunch formation.
On 3rd and 1, Ellison, and they'll move the sticks. Big first down as the Raging Cajuns appear to be a little gassed.
A couple minutes already bled off the clock on this drive. Already getting down to 5:40 in this game. And that block kick that happened last possession, it was set up by a tackle for loss. You got Delaware behind the sticks. They need another play like that here if you're the Raging Cajuns. Obviously, you'd love a turnover, but can you do something in the backfield?
Tight end Moore in motion to the near side. A long mesh there, and Jordan Lawson has been outstanding tonight on defense for Louisiana. Another loss. Man, he's been in the backfield all night. Of course, he blocked that kick.
And he's the guy they're reading on that play, too. That's an outside zone play. They're reading the defensive end, Jordan Lawson, on that play. Lawson's just long, rangy, athletic. He goes right at the mesh point, doesn't allow Nick Minicucci to really do anything with it, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Get a tackle for loss, get Delaware behind the sticks, and see if you can double down with forcing a bad decision through the air or maybe picking up a sack as well.
2nd and 13, they rush 5, they run right through it. Delaware, good run right through that blitz, and they get a lot of yardage back. Byron Ellison just powers ahead for a gain of a dozen to make this 3rd and short.
What a great run by Byron Ellison. Big back, 6 foot, 200 pounds. 2nd and long, might be thinking pass. They get the offense right back on track here.
3rd down and 2 with just over 4 minutes to go, and Delaware just milking the clock here in Mobile. Trying to get to that first bowl victory as the program transitions into the FBS this year. Looking for an historic win. And not going to get it. It's going to be 4th down as Jaden Duggar with a big hit at the point of attack.
We said it, their star players are stepping up. Jalen Duggar, first team all-conference, likely an NFL draft pick. That middle linebacker for Louisiana, stuffing the A gap, the gap right between the guard and the center, knowing that on 3rd and short, they're likely running right at him. Have to think it might be round 2, do the same exact thing on 4th and short here.
Can this Louisiana defense, which from time to time tonight has really shined, make a big stop here on 4th and 2? Play fake, Minicucci incomplete, and Louisiana will take over on downs. Down 7 with over 3 minutes to go and 3 timeouts.
What a stand by the Louisiana defense. Jim Salgado's got to love that. His defense finding a way to get off the field. I think it was a miscommunication by Nick Minicucci and his receiver, Sean Wilson. He thinks Sean Wilson is breaking out towards the sideline. He doesn't. And we got ourselves a ball game here late in Mobile.
Hey, it's not just about the college football playoff. How about the FCS semis Saturday? And the day gets it started with the first ever playoff edition of the Brawl of the Wild. Montana State, Illinois State, the Cinderella story against Villanova on ESPN2. That's going to be a great day of college football, especially in the Treasure State. Tickets are going at a premium. And what a game we have here with 3:04 to go, 68 Ventures Bowl. These teams playing for a winning record. Delaware leading by 7, but it's lunchtime. Lunch Winfield out of the shotgun from the 41-yard line. Winfield pressured from behind, got the pass off, and it lands incomplete at the feet of Sampson as Noah Matthews was breathing down the quarterback's neck.
Yeah, excellent pressure right there by Noah Matthews. Seeing his speed and length off the edge. This is really the first time all half we've felt the new left tackle in there for the Raging Cajuns. We talked so much in the first half about how thin they were at the tackle spot. For the most part, they've held up.
Each team with 3 timeouts. On second down, Winfield escapes, flips it to the sideline. Incomplete, so 3rd and 10. Alyssa.
Well, after that last Louisiana touchdown, the last time they were on the field, I saw frustration for the first time tonight from the Delaware defense. They came back out with a presence about them after being reminded, guys, as long as you execute, this is still your game. Not in a 3rd and short situation right now, but if they were to convert, they were also reminded, guys, you have to play tight man coverage in some of those 3rd and short, 4th and short situations. You cannot let your guy get away from you.
Big play here, Alyssa. 3rd and 10. Pass complete. Strother spun down short of the 50 and well short of the line to gain, so it's 4th down. This defense for Delaware coming into the night had given up 20 points or more in 8 straight games, but these Blue Hens have been solid.
And on that play, that was not the tight man coverage that Alyssa's talking about, but here I'm sure this is where they're going to do it. They've done it all night long. 4th and 5. Got to have it situation. They're going to trust their guys in man coverage.
This feels like the ball game.
Yes, it does.
Bill Davis in the backfield with Lunch Winfield. And now we're going to get a timeout.
And it was a different look defensively for Delaware in this situation the first time. Maybe more of a zone look. Wouldn't be surprised if Louisiana saw that, wanted to huddle and regroup.
Michael Desormeaux spending his first timeout with 2:13 to go. Michael Desormeaux, 2008 Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year as a quarterback for the Raging Cajuns. He was a dual threat, very much like the quarterback he has now, Lunch Winfield, one of the best quarterbacks really in program history. After his playing career ended, coached some high school football, came back to Louisiana in 2016, worked for Billy Napier until he took the job at Florida. Now, of course, Napier back in the Sun Belt. Desormeaux very happy with this position, feels he has his dream job, and hoping that Lunch Winfield can lead this team into the end zone here and tie this game up late.
And the difference between 4th and 5 and 4th and 3 in this scenario is a big deal. 4th and 5, Lunch design runs, even with them being hobbled, are probably out of the playbook. Design runs to Perry and Davis, your running backs with the limited offensive line, are probably out of your playbook. So you got to find your best matchup, and that's going to be Sheldon Sampson, number 6, bottom of the screen, but Delaware's double covering him.
4-man rush, ball's loose! Another mistake for Louisiana. 3rd turnover. Merge Malumba recovers. And Delaware is going to be able to put this one away.
It was a low snap. It looked like Lunch Winfield tried to get it, then he's hobbled. But Merge Malumba putting pressure on the center, coming up with what could be a game-winning and bowl-winning turnover.
Welcome back to Mobile and the 68 Ventures Bowl. Clay Matvick, Max Brown, Alyssa Lang. After the 4th and 4 fumble, the 3rd turnover of the game for Louisiana. Delaware has it on the plus side of the field.
Yeah, and it was a low snap by Martinez. Thought it could have been handled. I have to wonder if Lunch was fully healthy and maybe wasn't hobbling on that ankle or maybe a little bit complacent getting that snap. It was low, but definitely gettable if you're a quarterback.
Louisiana has 2 timeouts remaining. The 2-minute timeout coming up here in 8 seconds. Silver, as they keep it on the ground, as you might expect, picks up 2. And that will bring us to the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout, full timeout on the field.
Delaware, 2 minutes away from making program history and a first bowl win in the FBS. The entire state of Delaware has been excited about this move to the highest level of college football, and it's a rich program. Won national championships at the Division II and FCS level. Some great players coming out of there, of course. Flacco and Rich Gannon. Delaware claims a president, Joe Biden, an NFL MVP, and a Super Bowl MVP.
Here we go.
Not too bad.
Joe Flacco still getting it done in the NFL all these years later.
7th oldest university in the country, playing big boy football now, and 2 minutes away from an FBS bowl victory, first in program history, as Minicucci keeps it on the ground. And quickly, Louisiana spends another timeout, 1 remaining now.
Timeout, Louisiana, 2nd of the half, 30-second timeout.
And for Michael Desormeaux, you wonder what's going through his mind. You know, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot from time to time. Here tonight, they've been their own worst enemy.
They have, and they've been playing right on the edge during their 4-game winning streak that got them in there. Really, the game changed ever since Joe Silver broke it wide open. Delaware struggled on their first couple of drives, and then this home run shot from Joe Silver, and then they never gave up the lead from that. It's been turnovers, and then a steady dose of Joe Silver. Again, this is a Delaware passing attack coming into this game that led Conference USA in average passing yards per game. Story's been on the ground.
He's our Capital One player of the game. 13 carries, 119 yards, that touchdown. His second 100-yard game this season, and comes at a great time. And so now Louisiana can just stop the clock one more time with the timeout. Third down, Silver hit and driven back. And the whistle, and Jordan Lawson better be careful here. Understand emotions are high.
Timeout, Louisiana. Third and final of the half.
Final timeout.
30-second
Third and
timeout.
final for the Raging Cajuns. Capital One post-game coming up following our game here in Mobile, Alabama. Alyssa Lang will be the MC down on the field.
This is a delicate situation for Delaware too, because you have to think Louisiana, knowing that they're going to punt, they're going to sell out to block this thing. So there's got to be a clean exchange from the deep snap to the punter, and then also the frontline blockers knowing that the Raging Cajuns are going to come after them.
Another big stop, and don't forget there was a muff punt by Darrell Smith earlier in this game. They're not going to send him back. Landon Strother is going to be back inside the 10-yard line.
You also don't want to rush it too much if you're Delaware and not get a good punt and give Louisiana a chance to get a return in some field position.
Brendan Locke gets it away. And it bounces, and it's fielded at the 6 and quickly hammered down is Strother.
Well executed by Delaware. You can see they bolted to the line of scrimmage, forcing Louisiana on their heels, and then they didn't waste any time trying to get a booming punt. They just got it down there. They didn't allow the return man to catch the ball and set up a return. Well executed by Delaware.
Matthew McKinley Daniels on the punt coverage. And now a long field for Michael Desormeau's offense. And we've seen Lunch Winfield limited now athletically. I mean, since the first half when he limped off the field.
No timeouts, so you got to play with some tempo, receiver-wise. You're out towards the numbers, catch the ball, get out of bounds.
Minute 41 to go. Pass complete, and they do just that with Jensen, the tight end.
The mindset for a quarterback always when you're in 2-minute mode is just get the first completion. Set a tone on the drive where the defense and the secondary is on their heels.
Just one touchdown drive tonight for Louisiana. It was a 10-play, 46-yard drive. They need a lot more than that. This drive started at the 6. A minute 38 to go, no timeouts. Pressured, Winfield steps up, flips it down the field. It is complete to Zylan Perry. And that is a first down. So they'll stop the clock to move the chains.
Defensively, Delaware's putting a safety over the top of Sheldon Sampson. Louisiana's got to move him inside towards the slot if he's going to get any sort of look here.
Again, Jensen, and he quickly tracks to the sideline. 1:21 to go, and that's another first down. Again, a field goal does Louisiana no good here. From the 27-yard line, 1:21 to play. Louisiana, they haven't won a bowl game in 4 years. Trying to end that losing streak tonight, but they got a 7-point hole to climb out of. Bill Davis in the backfield, pressure, and incomplete. 1:16 on the clock.
Good job by Lunch, getting out and escaping pressure. Probably a good thing that Bill Davis did not catch that football. Would have been tackled right away, and the clock would have continued to run.
Winfield steps up and tripped up short of the 35-yard line. Clock is going to run as Merge Malumba, who recovered that fumble earlier, makes the stop. And we go under a minute to play.
They did a personnel switch. There's no Sampson on the field. These are all secondary receivers.
Lunch Winfield stands tall, throws a strike, complete to Dale Martin, the first time we've talked about him in a while. And they can't get up to the line quick enough here as the clock is going to move again. 45 seconds to play. Pass, and that is incomplete. Good coverage from Khalil Ali.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Louisiana has their second batch of receivers in. Now they're going to rotate their starters in. But the last 4 offensive plays, they had Landon Strother, Dale Martin, and then Landon Baptiste is the intended receiver on that one. All backup receivers there in a have-to-have-it scenario.
40 seconds to go. Lunch Winfield, hobbled. Being chased from behind, gets rid of it downfield, open receiver, and caught inside the 25-yard line. Charles Robertson with 30 seconds to go. Don't count out these Cajuns yet.
And what a play by Lunch Winfield. Hobbled, a gutsy throw. You can see how much pain he's in. Navigating the pocket, buys just an extra second of time, and Charles Robertson finding his way open.
Another pass, tipped, and incomplete. Boy, Gavin Mole from Bethel Park, PA, outside of Pittsburgh. He is one of the biggest and best players in Conference USA at linebacker, and what a huge play there as you look at the comebacks for the Ragin' Cajuns. Remember, Lunch Winfield won the starting job by leading a 17-point comeback against Marshall in week 5. He accounted for 5 touchdowns, and they won in 2 overtimes. It's been his job since. With 23 seconds on the clock, does he have more magic in that beat-up body?
You can tell the pain that he's in. What's most impressive is you're basically eliminating the biggest part of his skill set with his ankle injury, in that his mobility, his ability to make you miss in the running game. He's had in this second half to win it from the pocket as a pocket passer.
Well, when we're done with the 68 Ventures Bowl here in Mobile, don't forget Sports Center coming up next. 20-13. Lunch Winfield, the sophomore from Lutcher, Louisiana, started the year as the 3rd-string quarterback. Became the starter in September, late, and trying to lead this team to another comeback. Good pass protection. The throw incomplete. Flag down in the secondary. Landon Strother, the intended receiver, and this might be pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
Huge penalty.
Yeah, it's Khalil Ali trying to make a play on the football, but he just arrives way too early. Poor job judging this football, and it probably would have been an overthrow. I don't think you're coming down with that if you're Landon Strother, 23. That's a gift for the Ragin' Cajuns. What an opportunity this would be. You start the season 2-6. You win 4 straight to get yourself bowl eligible. All close calls, gutsy performances. Opportunity to cap it off here.
1st and goal. Taken off. Lunch Winfield sprinting toward the end zone, and he's pulled down from behind. They've got to hurry. No timeouts. 7 seconds to go. See if they clock it, and they do with 2 ticks on the clock. And that play burned about 15 seconds.
And Lunch was tackled right on that ankle too, so he's been feeling the pain, but even more so. Pretty good job though by the offense, especially given how many backup offensive linemen they have in there. We've talked about it. They're on their 7th tackle to line up there and get the spike in. It's a good execution.
And we're going to get a timeout called for by Delaware.
Timeout.
As they want to talk this over. This will be the last play. And the winner of this game will finish with a 7-6 record. And what does that mean? We know what it means for Delaware, but for Louisiana, especially considering what they've been through this year.
Yeah, I go more big picture, and I ignore the number, and I go, you're a team that thought you were going to play for a conference title, and it shows the resiliency of this program. Yes, you're not playing for a conference championship per se, but there's a lot of programs. Most programs at 2-6 say goodbye to that season. You're done. Says a lot about the Raging Cajun program if they were to win this to get to that 7th win. And for Delaware, ahead of schedule to transition to the FBS level, if you were to come out of here with a goal line stop and a bowl game win in your first year at this level, what a statement that would be for the future of this Fighting Blue Hens program.
Lunch Winfield trying to gut Louisiana back. They have trailed from the outset. Down 7, 2 seconds to go. From the gun. Last play of the game, Winfield throws to the end zone, tipped, incomplete. Tried to fit it in there for Jensen.
That's the end of the game.
The Blue Hens get the win. Their first as a member of the FBS.
They double cover Shelton Sampson on the bottom of the screen. Lunch takes his eyes towards the short side of the screen, or short side of the field. Just a bang-bang play there, and Gavin Mole, the middle linebacker, coming up with a nice pass breakup. What a game, down to the final play.
Ryan Carty, the head coach, all smiles down on the field. Here's the final play one more time.
Tight window right there. I said Gavin Mole, he came in late as an outside linebacker. It was really Caden Jensen, tight end on KT Say. Maybe the best defensive player for this Fighting Blue Hens defense. Plays that rover spot one-on-one with Jensen, coming up with a huge play. And in their first year at this level of college football, Ryan Carty getting a bowl victory.
The Blue Hens joined Jacksonville State as the only team to win a bowl game. First year in the FBS. Gamecocks also out of Conference USA, did it in 2023. Missouri State also from Conference USA. They can do it as well tomorrow. They're in the Xbox Bowl against Arkansas State. Nick Minicucci and the Blue Hens with the win here in Mobile, Alabama. Entertaining game. Came down to the final play. Never disappoints here in Mobile. 20-13 the final. Delaware making history as they take out Louisiana. Here's one more look at how it ended. For Max Brown, Alyssa Lang, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Clay Matvick saying so long. Sports Center coming up next as the Blue Hens are going to fly back to the first state with their first bowl win.